So here we are, game number 2 of this best of 3. King Sejong Station is going to be the host of it, and spawning up to the top left-hand position, we have got the blue Terran, representing ESC, none other than GoOdy. And his opponent down in the lower right, the yellow Zerg, representing Alien Invasion, we have Golden. Golden, of course, is 1-0 up currently in this best of 3, and he needs to keep that going. If he wins this, he finishes second in the group, just under Hero Marine. If GoOdy, though, if he takes this game, we go into the ace game. Now, I'm going to be honest, King Sejong Station, in theory, shouldn't be able to last as long as that last game. There's less mining bases, less open space, so it forces engagements a lot more being narrower. Swarm hosts will be a lot more effective here. Also worth mentioning. Still trying to keep a good close eye on what these two decide to do. GoOdy opening with that Rax first. Is he going to get the gas as well? We'll keep an eye on things. He may decide to go for it. He has done in previous games. Otherwise, Golden, he's just chilling around here for the time being. Probably going to go hatch first. Hatch first. Into a pool, into a gas. It's the standard opening up against Terran, and it works well. So why would you try and mess that up? You wouldn't. That's why. Anyway, coming up here, Barracks. On its way down, obviously we've got the CC. Also just chilling, making SCVs. No gas. That's probably the biggest thing to note here. Without a gas geyser, it simply means that this is going to be a 1-Rax command center opening. No sign of any Reaper harassment. Interesting stuff. Golden going to be keeping a close eye on when this natural base is taken. Big giveaway for him. Meanwhile, behind this, Golden just adding in his spawning pool and extractor off the back of that hatch. So, as I said, very normal openings coming down here. GoOdy, of course, is going to probably be quite frustrated from that first game. Probably pretty annoyed, actually, because he just got contained on 4 bases, which isn't something you hear very often, but he was just kind of stuck there. Golden had creep everywhere else. He had swarm hosts up, and GoOdy just couldn't move out. If GoOdy tried to move out into those swarm hosts and unsiege his tanks, the Locust win. Flat out. You just can't stop that. But by sitting there, he gave Golden the time to get up an army of whatever he wanted. So he had tons of swarm hosts, bought him time, and then thought, okay, I've got max upgrades on everything, kill all the swarm hosts, make a ton of corruptors and broodlords, and there's just no response to that. A couple of good Seeker missile hits did go out, hit the corruptors, but the Ravens were taken out, and then, of course, Golden could remax, and GoOdy couldn't. Not instantly, not without a heck of a lot more production and money. So far, we got Golden adding in the Rotoron this time. This is actually a really early Rotoron. This is pretty damn early, actually, as a Rotoron goes. So, clearly slightly concerned of what GoOdy could be up to. Keeps an eye, sees that command center coming down, but he's probably sitting there wondering, okay, what's behind this? Could also be the Golden is just like, I don't want to play for another half an hour. I really don't. I just want to kill you. Still mining the gas. Doesn't actually have any speed coming down, so there should be at least 7 roaches coming out. Any second they're going to start. Any second. There's no lava. There we go. First 4 roaches coming through. 5, 6, 7. May even go up to 8. He's gone off gas for it. There we go. 8. Could we get 9? 9. So. Is it going to get defended? 2 bunkers are up. What has been seen? Okay, GoOdy is keeping an eye on this. GoOdy is clearly scared. GoOdy knows that he's been playing greedy. These 2 bunkers can be seen by Golden. Golden's still just sitting there like, well, I've got a ton of roaches. Like, a lot of them. And roaches are good units, especially early game. They're tanky and they deal a good amount of damage. The repairs are going to have to get out quite quick. Telling you now, Hellions, they're not going to help in the slightest up against a lot of roaches. Behind this, it's just drones coming out. So Gold just getting aggressive early. He's hoping to catch a bit of a break here. There's also no more marine production, so it's literally just 4 marines. The second bunker, it's there, but it's not going to shoot anything. First couple of Hellions coming out. They're going to see the roaches and they'll be like, ah, nope, not going out there. I'm going to hide behind the wall off. But still, the roaches ready to head forward. This movement of the barracks is actually quite interesting. An attempt to get a Banshee out is going to be the first thing. A couple of SCVs can still get picked off from here. You're always better focusing these SCVs that are repairing the bunker. than trying to take down the bunker, because you won't be able to kill it in time, but you can definitely kill some SCVs. Getting that damage guaranteed, and of course, 4 Marines don't kill off a bunker, don't kill off roaches very quickly. So overall, that killed 5 workers, caused a little bit of panic on GoOdy's side, or at least a little bit of concern, and still keeps up a good number of roaches ready to force away any Hellions that try and sneak on by. That's 6 SCVs. Bad day to be an SCV when it's a roach rush. Down go some of these Hellions. Hellions finally managed to kill a roach. Not from full health, mind you. That one was from full health. Well done, Hellions. A couple of additional roaches coming through here. The Banshee's going to be the bigger concern. It's not actually going to be that much of a big concern. There's no cloak. So, a couple of Queens can stop that down. Third base coming through from Golden. Overall, Golden is 10 workers up at this stage, but not hugely ahead. Just a little way. He's also chucking down some spores. 2, 3 already started up. This third one, of course, getting ready to go down towards the natural base. Oh, sorry, the third base. Ready to take that down. Couple of shots coming in. Oh, these Hellions are going to die. At least one will anyway. The second one just managing to sneak away. But the Banshee's still getting a few shots off. It's got 1 kill so far. May actually kill another roach. That'd be annoying. Spores still sitting about, waiting patiently. This one should come on wandering down to the third at some time soon, because that's where it's really needed. That little gap in the middle isn't going to help too much. Still, the refinery's busy just chilling down here. Getting a bit more gas in for GoOdy, who is not really doing too much. He goes third up, adding in those additional factories now, so going to be ramping up his mech production, as per GoOdy does. Meanwhile, Lair coming through. No sign of any upgrades yet. We do have the Evolution Chamber, though, coming through now for Golden, so he is going to get some upgrades, but GoOdy's also got his armory coming out fast. Bear in mind, this armory coming down isn't crazy early. He could use it for +1. Could also just be there in order to get Hellbats out. That's the other kind of big thing that it could be there for. So you've always got to remember that. Of course, 5 factories worth of production is pretty huge at the moment. A lot of tanks coming up. And note, a lot of these are actually missing production cycles because GoOdy just doesn't have the gas to be able to do much. That's the big problem. He can't actually produce from all these factories simultaneously, so there is an argument there that this build isn't completely optimized, because if you've got this many factories, you want to be producing from them. If you can't produce from all those factories, you've got too many. Unless, like, you're imminently about to be able to. Third orbital command, getting scouted. Getting scouted on lifting. This is already before a lot of roaches being produced here. Golden doesn't want a third to come down. He's got ventral sacks. Okay, so he doesn't actually want this game to go on much longer. He wants to just drop. Roach drops onto the tanks are going to be very effective. Overlord speed already done. Overlord's already waiting here. Coming on forward. Couple of mines. They're not going to help because the roaches aren't going to come that way. They're probably going to load up here and just come flying over. Couple of missile turrets. Oh no, sorry. 1 missile turret and 1 sensor tower on its way. This sensor tower could actually be really important. And I mean, like, really important. Boom. It's going to see this big movement of units. GoOdy immediately going to wonder what that is. Vikings coming over. Okay, this is the problem. The Vikings coming over, it's going to really hurt because no anti-air and the overlords that are essential for the dropping going to get taken down. If it's seen, it's going to be close. GoOdy coming around. Is he going to spot it? If he spots it, it's a problem for Golden. The Vikings are closing up the distance. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Are they going to see? Okay, sees a couple of overlords. That should give it away. Immediately spots them. Needs to unload these overlords very, very rapidly. The drop play has been denied. A lot of overlords here risking death are going to die as a result of it. Golden will get supply block from this as well. Already starting some more up. Supply block comes in from the next one dying. Down they go. Still some good shots coming through. Ice getting knocked out, allowing these roaches to escape away. A lot of roaches on the field for not doing very much. 38 of them. GoOdy has secured up his third base while all this went on. And seriously, GoOdy getting that sensor tower probably just saved his life. And I don't think that's an overreaction. The sensor tower coming down, seeing that group of units, alerted GoOdy's Vikings to go over there. If they hadn't, The Overlords could have snuck around the side, dropped in here, and I don't believe GoOdy could have held that. At that stage, there was too many. He's only got 4 tanks now. It just wouldn't have been possible. 2 additional command centers coming through. Golden going into those swarm hosts. He's also expanding up into 5 bases. His 4th already down, his 5th now on its way. Again, feeling quite confident that GoOdy is going GoOdy mode and is just going to be patient. These roaches chipping away. Going to be able to take down a refinery. That's annoying. Denying gas from a Terran player meching is always going to be very frustrating. They need that gas, essentially, to keep up their production. Especially when they're only on 6 gases anyway. Losing one is very noticeable. 5th base, as I said, coming through. This debris should really get taken down, and that's what the roaches are going to get up to. It just allows quicker resupplying into this 5th base. And that's going to be really important for Golden as this game goes on, because he's going to need to be able to arch around these different bases, because I'm pretty sure that GoOdy's going to be utilizing Hellion harassment, trying to come through, trying to get damage through on these 5th and 4th bases, denying those. And so he's going to be bouncing back and forth, and especially if you're using swarm hosts, you need to make sure that you're aware of where this damage could be coming through, because they're quite immobile, actually. Other thing as well to be keeping an eye on is where these swarm hosts go. At the moment, it's +2 missile attack for those swarm hosts, and that's actually quite a big boost to their damage. There's not too many yet, and I don't think they've even been revealed for the moment. Just a lot of roaches. A couple of shots coming down as the Hellbats come on in. They kill off a couple of drones, but hey, Golden's sitting here at 84. He's got some to spare. Arguably, he's a bit too high in the drone count, but until he's maxed out, it's not really a concern to him. He's sitting at 10 swarm hosts. The probably big concern than the drone count is going to be the roach count is exceptionally high at the moment. He's going to want that to whittle down over time. Willow Mine's very ineffective up against locusts. Very ineffective. Meanwhile, a couple of Hellions just trying to speed on by. The roach is chasing them down. He should be able to rack up a couple of kills on the drones, especially if they line up. It could be a barbecue. Not going to get in there yet. Okay, a couple will die, but still, I'd say this has just got Golden back down to what many would consider a normal number of drones, but Golden doesn't. He wants that 80+ mark, adds in a few more. Note this game, he has again gone for those 5 Mutalisks a little bit earlier. Still continuing to push forward with the Swarm Hosts. It's a very similar balance and unit composition to the same point in game number 1. GoOdy, he's stuck on 3 bases though, and that's going to be probably the aim of Golden, is just be like, I don't want there being any more. Like, it's essential he doesn't get up to 4 bases here. Because 4 bases on this map, it's not like... In map number 1, Golden went up to 9 bases to the 4 of GoOdy. He was over double. At best, Golden can get to double the bases. And that's if he denies the 4th and is able to take his own 6th. And that's it. That's all the bases realistically available to him. This base isn't really an option. This base isn't really an option. So he wants to stop GoOdy getting a 4th. It's going to be hard though, because GoOdy is now getting into a decent position. He's got tons of command centers. And actually, the swarm host count isn't crazy high. Hive is coming down though. Obviously, Golden is benefiting from the fact that he is up at 10 gases already. He's got a big bank of minerals, about 2k gas as well, so isn't in a really struggle for money. Couple of Vikings, couple of Thors coming over. The Mutalisk's going to hightail it out of there. They don't want to go for that engagement. They would not win it. Still the tanks though edging forward, and GoOdy going to be advancing forward to take this central base actually. Quick little look to see if the Locusts are coming up. Ideally, Golden wants to try and get that creep tumor across. If he can, it buys him a bit more time. He needs to spread it like right now though. Literally right now. I don't think he can do it now. I think the tanks are in range. Actually, no, he can. Should be able to buy himself a bit more time. These tanks are in range of one of the creep tumors. That's going to get taken down. The other one is able to get up, though. So he's putting a bit more creep, buying a little bit more time. However, Roach is counterattacking into the 3rd. This is pretty much undefended, but there are so many orbital commands. Sim City to the max. One of the orbital commands will die, or at least get very low and on fire. GoOdy should be able to land his 4th base now, and Golden isn't going to be so happy about that. He's going to try and take the attempt at a 5th. At least trying to contain GoOdy there. 7 bases to 4 isn't quite as good, but it's still alright. More swarm hosts coming through as the roach count diminishes. We've also got the double air upgrades coming through just as we had last game. So Golden just really staying along the tact of what he knows is going to be a successful build. He knew it worked in game number 1. It's just all about delivering patience with it. That was actually quite a funny turn of phrase because, of course, one of Golden's teammates is Patience. This command center getting ready to land on down. Should nearly have enough room. Creep just needs to edge back a tad further. Still a lot of roaches coming around. Overall resources lost. Slightly more lost by Golden. That's just the roaches going down the pan. He's lost 27 of them in total. And also those 10 overlords actually really hurt earlier on. Remember this all started with roach drops. Trying to work out where this creep is coming from. Okay, has receded back far enough now. Down goes the command center. 4th base up. This is the 6th base of Golden. He's got a couple of spine crawlers over here. Does GoOdy know about it? Yeah, he does. Oh no, that's wrong vision. Yes, he does know about it. He can see the spines and stuff. Thor and a tank coming on over. Gonna try and say no, but these roaches aren't gonna have any of that. The roaches chasing on in. May actually hug up here. They could actually hug up on these tanks again to the natural base. This is a bit of a misstep by GoOdy. These tanks instantly destroyed. Only a couple of Thors here. Thors aren't that good against roaches. Supply depot's down as well. Quick little burrow. Gonna have to unburrow as a scan comes out. Surprised that wasn't unburrowed, but hey, more locusts coming, pushing in. Being very irritating. GoOdy can't really afford to move too much of his army away from this front base, otherwise he will run into problems, but is aware now that his natural is besieged. Sensor tower going down is irritating. He does have another one over to the right, and I've got to really commend GoOdy for his use of sensor towers. I think so many more Terrans should utilize that in their general play because they're so useful. Tech switch coming through now. 30 additional Mutalisks. I say additional. There's not any on the field, I don't think, yet. There's 7 Thors, though. These Mutalisks are going to have to be microed so flipping well. Golden's got a good bank, though. He can afford 30 Mutalisks and still has 2.5k gas. That's not something any player can do. GoOdy, without a natural, is going to be a little bit annoyed by that. A Thor gets taken out to the right-hand side. Good number of missile turrets around here, as well as those 2 Thors coming in. Of course, the annoyance with Thors and missile turrets is generally against missile turrets, you want to clump up your Mutalisks as tightly as possible. Up against Thors, it's the complete opposite. You want them as loosely formed as possible. But of course, that causes a problem, because if you're killing a missile turret, you want to just take it down quickly. Bit of damage going to come down here. A few Vikings getting pulled back. Noble Command is going to get killed. The Mutalisks backing on out. That's still the Locust coming in towards the natural base of GoOdy, and this is really awkward for him. He's now basically having to defend from 3 separate points. That does make it hard. No great Aspire yet, though, for Golden, so he's just happy taking down these additional bases. Gonna actually find a couple of Ravens. So already the Raven switch ongoing. There's a grand total of 3 starports, so not that many, but still the Raven production is going to be fairly high. Locusts still edging on in, but the Swarm host now moving position. This does expose this bottom left-hand base. It could very easily get taken out now by GoOdy. He only needs a couple of units to go down there. The Swarm host just backing away. They're going to still get in a position where they can defend this. Even with the tank there, it's going to be chuff. One wave of Locusts trying to come through these rocks, see if they can actually sneak on by. Still so many tanks. The concern is that GoOdy is much earlier this game going into that Raven Viking count. And the advantage he's got is... oh, actually, it's not much of an advantage. He's still only on 8 gases. That's what makes it difficult. A couple of Thors getting taken down. Those Locusts being controlled and microed very nicely. The Thors getting taken down is irritating. Not the end of the world. A few Corruptors coming out. Greta Spire also on its way. So, as per game number 1, Golden looking for that Broodlord Corruptor transition. Going into massed air. Zerg. Also, look at the banks. This is the problem for GoOdy. GoOdy just doesn't have the gas. Whereas Golden is mining 1,200, nearly 1,300 a minute compared to about 480 for GoOdy. That is a big gas lead, and we can see it reflected in the bank. This is what's going to allow Golden to go for those multiple tech switches if required. A couple of Seeker missiles coming down. Don't want to get the Mutalisks over there. They back on out. Seeker missile won't one-shot a Swarm host, by the way. So Queen Transfusing coming in useful there. The Mute is still trying to find a way through. There's a lot of missile turrets. These Mutalisks, unfortunately, need to die But they need to die in a cost-effective way, ideally. In this game, GoOdy's actually been doing a fantastic job of staying relatively competitive in the resources lost. Only losing about 1,000 more than that of his opponents. Little look through here now. Where's this going to go? Okay, the mutas get scanned, so they decide they don't want to do it. Don't want to go in. Don't want to give it a risk. Still the Locust, though, edging on forward. Going to go for some more damage if they can. But they can't. The tank's in a very good position. Even this side's very well. How many tanks are on each? Okay, so 10 tanks there. Over here, 10 tanks. GoOdy clearly knows the lucky number. The 10 tanks will stop these Locusts before they actually do anything. I don't know if that's scientific or if that's just by chance. The Raven count is actually getting a little scary now. 7 of them on the field. Only 8 Vikings, though. So if the Corruptor count is high enough, it will stop it. A couple of Broodlords coming through. I'm waiting for Golden to go for the Mass Spine Crawler Council. Just to go up to that sort of like 216, 220 supply mark. Still. Swarm Hosts. Edging on forward. A couple of tanks on siege. A few may die here. One may die. No, it doesn't. Nearly does. Swarm Host can't quite be shot from here, but the Locust can get picked off very early on. The Ravens, of course, are also getting a little bit more brave. They might just swoop on in, trying to go for the Seeker Missiles. This is going to force Golden back, force him to wait it out. Doesn't want to get those Seeker Missiles trapped on, especially when the Swarm Hosts are very clumped. If multiple Seeker Missiles hit, that would hurt a lot. Still though, Golden reducing a decent amount of the mining potential of this base. So even though it's probably going to fall now, he's managed to sneak away a good chunk of it. He's also got creep spread around here. So that'll take a while to recede before this base can get taken. Mutas now coming in through the side. There was a Thor shooting at you, Mutalisks. Deal with that. Needs to be controlled. The missile turret could also get taken down. A second Thor coming through. Couple more SCVs getting taken out, but GoOdy not going to be too concerned about that. His big thing at the moment is getting that mineral income. The double armies may get focused, but I don't think it will matter too much. Seeker Missile, not going to engage onto that. That's really important. The Ravens and the Vikings pull back. These mutas are trapped. Seeker Missile is going to start coming through. They should just try and suicide bomb. Didn't manage to do it. A lot of mutas went down there, but that frees up supply for 26 more Corruptors, as well as 6 more Broodlords. So Golden, happy to lose those. Uses a bit of the Raven energy, and there are only 7 Ravens. There's 1 Seeker Missile left. That really isn't enough. And this is kind of where it's paid off for Golden. Losing that is annoying, but he needed to free up the supply for the Corruptor Broodlord style. And because there's not that many Ravens, he's actually bought himself some time. The lack of Ravens is what's really hurting GoOdy. And the reason he's got a lack of Ravens is because of a lack of gas. His main gas is mined out. His natural gas is not mining. So he's literally got 300 gas in a minute. Supporting Viking Raven off that is not really doable. Meanwhile, Golden, he's now gotten to 217 of 200. And he's still got a 3.5k bank. So he is in a very good spot when we look at his economy. Sure, he's lost this left-hand base, but he had it up for so long. And GoOdy can't even re-establish it either. He's focusing over on this right-hand side. GoOdy now going to become aware of the danger. This is where the big engagement's going to start coming through. The Broodlords split quite nicely. The Corruptors need to make sure they don't take too much damage from the Seeker Missiles, if they're even going to come through. There's more Corruptors coming in, but it's the Seeker Missiles that are critical. There's a couple available. I think all of the Ravens now have 1 Seeker Missile up. This central base, quite an important base actually for GoOdy. Getting besieged. These are 3/3 Broodlords with 3/3 Broodlings as well. So the damage is very intense from them. This planetary really not going to last too much longer. Should get taken down by those Broodlings alone. Down goes the planetary. This right-hand base slowly getting sieged up. Still the Viking count trying to get harder. GoOdy knows that he's got a shot if he can stop this army, but my concern for GoOdy is look at the lava count. 54. Look at the bank. Even if this all dies, Golden can literally resupply on anything. Anything. With that much money. Engagement coming through now. Good fungal hits a lot of those Vikings. That's going to be important. The Seeker missiles are also going to be trying to close in. A couple of the Corruptors getting caught. They need to get out of position. They need to save all the rest of them. Big hits coming on through. The Seeker missiles not enough, though, to fix that first wave. The Corruptors still engaging. The Infestors need to hit more Fungals. They've got enough energy, but the tank count a bit too high at the moment. The Fungals trying to come down. Gets a few transfuses hitting onto those Corruptors as well. 10 more in production behind. There's still 25 on the field. The Broodlords edging on in. The Ravens coming forward again. A couple more Seekers are available, but Corruptors from the side going to start pushing through to that. At the top side, the Viking count diminishing rapidly. Infested Terrans getting lobbed down. It's a beach ball party. And Golden is crashing it. GoOdy now forced back. He's down to 95 supply. 8 more Broodlords. 68 additional Speedlings. And there just isn't the tank count to stop them, I don't think. Okay, there are some 19 tanks. Some of them are actually counter-attacking. These Lings should be able to stop it, though. They've got 3-3. The tanks are on siege, so GoOdy going to lose a good chunk of its supply here. Actually, no, the Lings couldn't stop that. I'm quite surprised. It's because they're trickling in. Small numbers. Lings definitely don't want to be going in individually at this stage. Golden, though, moving his way forward. Trying to get some Seeker missile hits off the Broodlords. Not too clumped. Transfuses hitting the mark. Meanwhile, the tank's still edging forward. They're up in the main base. But Golden is making progress. Knocking GoOdy's supply down. A couple of Hellbats coming in, but Hellbats really aren't going to solve your problems up against Broodlord Corruptor. But GoOdy just has no money for anything else. To be honest, this is GG, and GoOdy agrees. Golden is able to take this game, take this series 2-0, and he advances in second place of Group B. Hero Marine obviously came first.